In ancient Rome, emperors wore crowns, but power didn't always sit on their heads. Sometimes it whispered from the shadows. Meet Marcus Antonius Palace, once a Greek slave, later the most feared man in the empire. From managing Rome's treasury to controlling Emperor Claudius himself, Palace didn't need a sword. He ruled with secrets. Blackmail scrolls, political marriages, assassinations. His fingerprints were everywhere, yet his name stayed off the record. This is the true story of how a former slave climbed through the cracks of empire and nearly ruled it all. Welcome to the tale of the Emperor's Shadow 1, From Chains to the Court. Marcus Antonius Palace began life as a slave of Greek origin, educated and intelligent, assigned to the imperial household. Freed during the reign of Emperor Claudius, he quickly proved indispensable. Fluent in finance and politics, he became the emperor's chief secretary and head of the treasury, a position with unmatched access to money, messages, and imperial secrets. But Palace wasn't just a bureaucrat. He was a strategist. He quietly placed allies across key positions, building a shadow network within the Roman court. Unlike senators and generals, Palace didn't need an army. His power came from knowing everything and telling only what served him. 2. Pulling strings, Palace and the rise of Claudius. When Claudius unexpectedly became emperor after Caligula's assassination, he was seen as weak, awkward, and easily influenced. Palace took full advantage. As Claudius's most trusted advisor, he filtered information, decided who got access to the emperor, and even influenced foreign policy. Most notably, he orchestrated Claudius's marriage to Agrippina the Younger, mother of Nero, despite the political firestorm it caused. Why? Because Agrippina owed him. With her, Palace built a double alliance, controlling the emperor through affection and the empress through gratitude. Rome was watching Claudius, but Palace was watching everyone. 3. Secrets and scrolls, the vault of blackmail. Palace didn't just navigate power, he secured it. Inside a private vault in the palace, he kept scrolls containing the darkest secrets of Rome's elite. Financial crimes, betrayals, bribes, and affairs. Senators who challenged him would suddenly drop their objections. Generals turned silent. He never shouted. He didn't need to. A single whisper, "We have a record of your dealings," was enough. Historians believe some dynasties fell simply because Palace decided it was time. His weapons were ink and memory. His rule, invisible but absolute. In a city ruled by laws and blades, Palace ruled by leverage. 4th, enemies in the Senate. As Palace's influence grew, so did resentment. Senators, disgusted by a former slave wielding such power, plotted his downfall. But with Claudius's full protection and Agrippina's support, their hands were tied. Palace even received honors usually reserved for military victors, including a fortune of over 15 million sesterces. Still, enemies gathered. They whispered of arrogance, greed, and corruption. Some accused him of sabotaging other advisors, including Narcissus, another freedman and rival. The tension between Palace and Rome's traditional elites reached a boiling point, but as long as Claudius ruled, Palace remained untouchable. The fall. Nero, Agrippina, and the endgame. When Claudius mysteriously died, poisoned, many believe, Palace lost his most powerful shield. Though he had helped raise Nero to power, the young emperor grew paranoid. Palace's closeness to Agrippina, now seen as a threat, made him dangerous. Nero first forced Palace into retirement, then accused him of conspiracy. Finally, around 62 AD, Palace was executed, without trial, without honors. His scrolls vanished, his fortune was seized, and his name was quietly erased from public memory. But those who knew Roman history understood the truth. For nearly 2 decades, a freed slave had been the silent hand behind the empire's throne. Marcus Antonius Palace never led an army, never held a Senate seat, and never wore a crown. But for a time, he controlled the Roman Empire from the shadows. In a world obsessed with birthright and bloodlines, he proved that power favors the cunning. Rome's true emperors didn't always wear purple.